Alright, y'all, this isn't like a video I've done before. This is a tutorial on how to make an object show using CAPCUT. So as y'all can see, I have all my bodies right here that don't have faces, because usually I draw my faces on. Anyway, so what you want to do is you want to get the backgrounds. So for example, now you actually want, so if you want to animate something like BFDI or BFB's backgrounds, what you want to do is you want to get a blank background. So I'm going to use this blank sky background I already have, and I'm going to just elongate it. Alright, now the first thing you'll want to do in animating a little object show is get your background. So I already have these layers that I can use to make the background, such as the grass on the front layer. This will always be the layer that your characters stand on. There will be, now you duplicate that layer. You don't really have to duplicate it. I just duplicate it to save time. Now that you have your foreground and stuff, now I'll be telling you how to animate like BFB or BFDI or something. So what you want to do is you want to get your body. So for example, Earth, right? Now you can do any way of animating that you like, but for me personally, don't do this mistake. Do not ever make pre-made arms or legs, because you could clearly see this in the beginning of the first episode of Object Battle, where I had pre-made arms and legs and mouths and stuff. Honestly, it didn't work well for me. So anyways, if you do have pre-made arms or legs, so for example this BFDI mouth, and you want to make it lip sync and all that stuff, you can use this retouch. You can use this retouch feature, body, manual, choose what you want to resize, and then you can stretch it out. But honestly, it doesn't really stretch it out that much. Can't really stretch it out that much, so it's kind of hard to do that. But just don't really have any pre-made assets or anything. How I like to animate is like drawing my limbs and stuff. I like to draw my limbs. So as you can see, I can draw Earth's eyes, so yeah, basically I can just draw Earth how I want to. Now, if I want the mouth to be its own thing, where I can actually animate it instead of having to draw every limb, then I can keep this like eye and face, but then I can just draw the mouth. So usually I like to draw my mouth like this. That's my style of drawing it. Now keep in mind, there aren't any like retouch or any of that. So yeah, you can't really like make it bigger or smaller. So you just have this mouth and stuff. That's really how I animate my object battle shows. But now, a lot of things that people have trouble with when animating in CapCut is how to, make them animated. Because right here, this isn't animated, right? Now, if you want to make them animated, it's really easy. All you have to do is low-key kind of like flip a clip. You just got to redraw everything exactly how it is. But this time, draw what you want their next pose to be. It doesn't have to be perfect, but As you can see, I have a moving character. And now that we have the basics of how to animate your characters down, the background. Most people make the mistake of having a pre-made background. You see a lot of that in you will see a lot of pre-made background in episode 2 and episode 1 of Object Battle. But don't have a pre-made background. Have a layered background like this, how I have it, because then you'll be able to move the assets around. So if they're walking and stuff, you can make the bush move and stuff. You can make the bush move. And if you want it to move smoother, then you could use ease. But if you're moving it, what I recommend to use to move it is this basic thing, because then you can move the x-axis without actually moving the y-axis on accident. Then you can move it left and right and stuff. So then you can move it left and right and stuff. And then for this, you can just do that. Same thing with the mountain. If you want to really animate it, you can do this. You can do this. And then all you have to do is really barely move it. And now you have this sick moving animation. But you're probably like, but it doesn't look like my character's moving at all. Another way you can make it move is by doing this, by making the ground bigger. So then, once again, when it moves, you can move the ground too. Making it seem like it's moving. See? And then all you have to do next now, let's just remove all of this. If you really want them to look like they're walking for real, all you have to do, go to overlay. Now for me, I have a pre-stored, where is it? Is it in GIFs? I have a pre-stored GIF of a BFDI walking animation that I can actually use. But if you really want them to look like they're walking, you can use this GIF. See, now you have the illusion of them walking. Now you have an easy illusion of them walking and stuff. Now if you want that, now with this power, you can animate things such as like close-ups. And stuff. So let's make the scale a little bigger now. Of this, the mountain, do not ever change the scale of it unless you're physically getting close to it, because the mountain always stays the same. It's the background. Alright. Now we can go to layers, change this to... Ooh, or you could do that where it looks like there's a bush behind the mountain or something. You could do that. But either way, do this, and then this bush, you could put it close up. You could zoom your character in and stuff, and boom, now it looks like a close-up. Maybe if you want, you can change the ground, but either way, now it looks like a close-up. And if you really want to change the mountain, you can. So I'm making it a little bit bigger I'll just put it in the corner. So now everything changes. Now these are just the basics of making an object show in CapCut using CapCut editor, using the CapCut editor. So this is really for mobile people or really broke people that don't have enough money to get CapCut. But I mean, this is for really broke people that don't know how to get CapCut. I mean, not don't know how to get CapCut. Let me re-say that for the 15 millionth time. This is for really broke people who don't really have access to Adobe Animate, or if you're using a mobile phone, this is just your only option. So this is basics on how to animate a really good object show just using CapCut. Anyways, y'all, I'm gonna do some animating, and I'll see y'all, and I'll show y'all the final product. Glad that's over with.